Well, on this super windy day on Lake Superior, we've taken a hike to this lookout and we have this amazing view of the Gargantua Islands. And the preserve out here is extra special on Lake Superior. The way that big headland sticks out into the lake, it would catch the currents that come counterclockwise around the lake and create amazing fishing. That's why just over in the harbor here, there was once a fishing village. And of course, Batchewana First Nation, they still fish out here and come and have ceremonies out here. It's a really spiritually strong place. And it's a beautiful place that people hike to in Lake Superior Provincial Park. The local Indigenous community considers this place very sacred. Since time immemorial, ceremonies and traditional cultural practices have taken place here and still do. Well, each year I look forward to our pilgrimage to this very special place on Gitchigami. The Gargantua Islands have an incredible mystique about them on Lake Superior. They're situated way out into the lake, the way the big headland sticks out into the lake. So we get there by this road that goes through Lake Superior Provincial Park out to Gargantua Harbour. Gargantua Harbour and the Gargantua Lighthouse, you start there, you launch your canoe, and then it's just a wonderful paddle north to Wart Bay, passing the beautiful red cliffs. If you're there in the afternoon, the red rock, just the blue turquoise waters, and just looking north and seeing that sweep of sand beach at Wart Bay. One of my favorite features in the islands is the volcanic rock that you see up close, that pock-marked rock that looks as if the lava cooled just yesterday. It is something that takes us back millions of years. The Lake Superior Watershed Conservancy got involved with the Gargantua Islands when Lake Superior Provincial Park asked our help in acquiring the islands from 3 American brothers who owned them at the time. These 20 islands were not something that the park could acquire, and so Lake Superior Watershed Conservancy partnered with American Friends of Canadian Conservation to enable these American brothers, the Gilpin brothers, to donate the islands to conservation. It is very important to preserve the Gargantua Islands as an incredible ecosystem on Lake Superior. Most people who come to the Gargantua Islands experience the islands from the mainland, looking out at them. And that is a wonderful experience. There are a number of headlands along the coast where you can see them, walking north to Chalfont Cove. You can even see Nanabaju's Chair. Well, it's a good place to take a little break on the rainy day hike that we're having to see Nanabaju's Chair. One of the great features in the Land Trust's preserve is just out here. And the archway has disappeared in recent years when it collapsed, but it still makes for this amazing sort of mystical formation out there. However, if you're fortunate like ourselves to be able to have the ability and the right equipment, getting out on the water and experiencing the islands intimately and up close, circumnavigating them, going around them, paddling around them, and getting out on their shores, walking the shores, and just touching and feeling these islands is a more intimate experience. When you actually pull your canoe ashore at Nanabaju's Island and you look straight up those cliffs, and very often we see a peregrine falcon fly out from the cliffs. That is a very special close-up experience to have that you can't have unless you're on the water. One of the great places to view the Gargantua Islands is actually looking south from Wart Bay. You have a beautiful view of Nanabaju Island, some of the smaller islands, And then at the very end of Warp Bay, there's a little channel between one of the islands that passes out into Penguin Bay, where there are more little islands, and they're kind of protected, and you can see them from the hiking trail. And so it's kind of a close-up view that a person who isn't in a canoe can have. When you paddle in the small islands, just at the end near Warp Bay, you are out of the winds a bit. As we can see out here in the fall, the winds come up and they are sustaining winds, so that it can make it very difficult to get out into the islands. This is still a great experience for people to have, is to be able to paddle in amongst those small islands. Having the skills and the right equipment, or going with a guide that knows how to get you safely there, I think is a very important consideration. Whenever you're on Lake Superior, you have to think about the safety. But this particular area is a very exposed part of Lake Superior, and you are faced with the full fetch of winds across the lake, and though you're protected in amongst the islands, you still feel the effect of the big winds.